It has been 15 years since the 2010 South Africa World Cup, and many people thought this World Cup would change the trajectory of South African football. That Shabalala goal was absolutely iconic. Fast forward here in 2025, South Africa though, they're 56th in the FIFA global rankings and have not qualified for a World Cup since. And ironically, South Africa, top of their group to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, but they might have self-sabotaged, fielding an ineligible player against 149th ranked Lesotho. South African football needs a circuit breaker. Today, I'm taking over. We head to Africa and we're going to make South Africa the world's best nation. But where is our hub going to be? Of course, the South African League, and none of their teams are in FC25. Enter the wheel. I have got every club in FC25 on this wheel. Whoever it picks is where we're going. Udinese. Okay, we are off to Italy. Udinese are going to be the South African hub. So this is the default Udinese lineup, but it doesn't matter. We need to get a squad full of South African players as quickly as possible. That being said, there aren't that many players that are actually South African in the game, so it's going to have to be a strategic effort of who comes in where. And obviously, Youth Academy is going to play a huge part. Okay, I'm happy. I was worried that the 2-star, 1-star was going to be our best option. I'm going to hire the Cypriot. We're spending a bit of money here, but Altair Mikos, I want to invest big time into the scouting department. But yeah, straight into it, heading to South Africa for the next 9 months. I'm setting up a scouting mission. Gonna go for just an all-around effect of players. Center back, center mid, striker, and let's go left midfield as well. Got to cross our fingers that we can find some absolute gems. There are a couple of talents that we really want to lean into here in these first seasons. This guy, most notably, he is the best prospect in South African football. It is Chandre Campbell, 18-year-old left winger joining us from Club Brugge for 1.5 mil. He's only 65 overall at the moment, but if we can harness his potential, especially in the first few seasons, this kid could be anything. That's the left-hand side sorted. Now the right-hand side. Long Wayne joining us from Minnesota United. Again, not an insane pickup by any stretch of the imagination, but for what we have for South African football, this is a must-buy. Let the clean-out begin, ladies and gentlemen. First man out, Frenchman Florian Thauvin heading to Fiorentina. I want to make sure we have enough money to go ahead and sign the players we want, but most importantly, make sure we can hire the best coaches available. And I also want to get some higher-rated players out so that the players we have signed are guaranteed starters. Former FC Cincinnati striker Brenner has been sold. Still a load more players I want to sell, but we've got enough finances to bring in somebody that I'm very excited to use. Probably the most famous name in South African football, at least to me. It is Lyle Foster, the striker joining us from Burnley. 23 years of age, 72 overall. I want to see if we can use dynamic player potential to send him into another level. Our first defensive signing and our final South African signing in this window, it is Siyabonga Ngezana joining us here from the Romanian league. So now it's all about getting the money for the future. Keenan Davis off to Monza. Kabasele to Como, a big one. Bijol the captain heading to Atalanta. As a career mode enthusiast, this one hurts because I feel like he could be an absolute gem in a career mode. It makes me want to use him down the line, but Lorenzo Luca we've sold to Union Berlin. We've got our first scouting report back though. Are we going to find any absolute gems? Oh, okay, this guy looks half decent. Ayanda Kalada. I'm signing him. He's a striker. Let's see how he progresses. But yeah, the rest of them not really catching my attention too much. And he comes in already 64 overall. Do I just bring him straight in and try to loan him out right now? Honestly, I'm going to do that. We're in the transfer window. We've still got a month to go. I'm promoting him straight away, not messing about, and sending him off on loan. Showing great potential status. I think this is the earliest in any of these videos where I've actually found a really good prospect in the first month. And there we go. Job done from the jump. We're sending Ayanda Kalada to the Argentinian league for 2 years. Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed. We're still going with the transfers though, lads. Giannetti sold to San Jose in the MLS. And look, this hurts me to do. This pains me, but we need to prioritize the growth of Lyle Foster. We didn't get any offers for Alexis Sanchez. I can't let him steal the game time. I'm going to release him here, £700,000. It just makes sense, man. I'm sorry. But after the opening transfer window, this is what our starting 11 now looks like. The front three is sorted. Got to fill the rest of the squad basically with South African players. But I'm also trying to find the balancing act because I'm not trying to get relegated right now in season 1. We do have ourselves about £28 million though, so I'm going in here and I'm getting some coaches. In these national team rebuilds, the first few seasons, I would say, are the most important of it. We put so much time time into seasons 1 through 4/5, that the rest of it can just flow after that. I'm dreaming of a day where this entire coaching setup is 5 stars all around. I'm not going to show you every good prospect we have, but again, this second report, we've found one gem in each report. This guy might be better than the striker. Gacha Kakana, centre back. We desperately need that. I'm signing him. These early days, though, if you're young and you have good potential, I'm going to bring you in. But if you're somebody like Katiza Dudu, then you can go try your luck elsewhere. Dude, Kakana's 67 already. I might bring him in January and look to get him a loan move. 1st of January, we're in the relegation battle. And there's nothing we can do about it. I can't go out and sign any high-rated players. I've got all the good South African real players in the squad already. To be fair, if we got relegated, it might not be the worst thing in the world because we'd have a chance to dominate a little more in Serie B, but we'll just play it as it comes. As it stands, this is how our youth academy is looking. I've basically promoted anybody that has half decent potential and overall in these early seasons. I'm just trying to get as many South African decent players into the database as possible. If they become stars, then brilliant. If not, we can see if they can do well somewhere else. But just about everybody that is 17, I'm going to promote to the senior team and try getting them a loan move here in January. A couple of dudes that works for, so we'll see if we can send them out somewhere. I think that's a good sign that Nottingham Forest want to buy this guy, but I don't want them to buy him. I don't even want them to take him on loan, to be honest. Starting to get these loans moving though. Kakana heading to Como for 2 years. This is the guy I'm most excited about. Malangu Altaun for 2 years. This guy's got a cool name. Jabu Moodley, just a 6-month loan spell to Heidenheim. And another 6-month loan, Thando Buthelezi heading to AZ Alkmaar. I'm here in April, lads. I've been checking every single window. We've finally found ourselves a 5-star scout. Absolutely brilliant. Excited to use him next season. Brilliant second half of the season. We have survived relegation. 44 points. Parma there on 31. We're comfortably staying up in Serie A. AC Milan have absolutely dominated this season. We have got a long way to go if we want to get up there. Atalanta win Coppa Italia. We go out in the round of 16. Of course, our ultimate goal is to win the Champions League title with a South African-only squad. Real Madrid have done that this year. Tottenham win the Jose Mourinho derby to win the Europa League. And Chelsea win the Conference League. This is what we want to see though. Lyle Foster, our whole front three having a crazy good year. Lyle Foster, 19 goals, up to a 75 overall. Luangain, I can't speak English today, but he gets 22 goals. And Chandre Campbell from a 65 to a 70 overall. That is a brilliant first season for him. Not too focused on the development of the young players in terms of overall. A lot of them are going to have time on their side. But I would expect it a little more from some of these guys. Kalada only up to a 66, but we've still got time. Letting the loan spells for Ada and Torre expire, and then Padelli letting his contract expire as well. Couple of exciting prospects that we did find in the second half of the season though. Gonna look to promote some of them into the squad next season. Honestly, might give some of these guys a starting spot in the squad. All in all, a solid season 1 as we look to make South Africa the world's best country. Starting off season 2, it's going to be a lot more of a targeted focus on where we're scouting from now on. We know we've got the attack somewhat in an okay place, but our defense, that feels like the weakest point at the moment. So I'm going center back, I'm going left back, I'm going right back to start off this season. In fact, I'm also going to go center defensive midfielder. We could find some guys that could be converted back to centre back. 3 months there with our 5-star scout. Excited to see what he brings to the table for his first scouting operation. But it's also a case of trying to get loan moves for the guys we have right now. I also will be checking out the database for all South African players every single season, hoping that somebody pops up. Right now, nobody that really catches my attention. And I mean, most importantly, there's no regens. Luke Leroux will be our first and probably only signing here in season number 1. Signing him from Varanamo for 1.4 mil. His value goes up, but whilst I don't necessarily see him being a key part to us winning a Champions League with Udinese, I think it's going to be a crucial pickup as we slowly transition into an all South African squad. And the loan moves are starting to come in this season. Jamu Boy heading to Argentina for 2 years. Our 2 young centre midfielders are out of here. Jabu Moodley heading to Parma for the year. And Lebohang Buthelezi heading to Middlesbrough. I am tempted though, if these guys both have decent loan moves, to bring him into the starting 11 11 for next year and really start to invest in them. That being said, our current center midfield options are just so much better than them, but we're going to have to make the transition at some point. And there we go, his distant cousin Thando Buthelezi heading to Edifac for 2 years. As I say that though, FC Cologne came in and activated the release clause that I didn't even know existed for Eckelenkamp. When I saw that notification come in, I was like, I should probably renew his contract, but then I thought, let's just let nature run its course. As expected, not the most insane transfer window in the world, but this year is so damn important. Maybe the most important season we're going to have of this rebuild. We need to get the wheels in motion for the spots where we are incredibly weak, where we have no prospects in South African football. In my opinion, every year we take to find a good prospect in a position, it delays the growth of that position being sorted by an extra 2 or 3 years. I'm spending 3 months trying to find defense. From then, I'm going to spend 3 months trying to find center midfielders, and I'm just going to keep plugging holes. Go to a goalkeeper. Just keep plugging holes and trying to lift South African football, whilst also trying not to get relegated. It's a fun balancing act. Why couldn't the wheel have just given us somebody from like the Irish League or something? 1st of January, we are 18th. We are in the relegation zone, but I mean, a little run of form could put us mid-table. It's not a disaster zone right now, but we do not want to be right here. On the contrary, we have been very, very busy with our youth academy. We have got a full youth academy at the moment, some absolute stud prospects. I'm getting the 17-year-olds into the squad. And most notably, I'm going to give Gon away, and that's frustrating. And Kobo's gone down in potential, but he's overall is at a point where I think we could use him for dynamic potential reasons. They're going to come straight into the starting 11 for the second half of the season. Got to clear up some space though, so our guys that we just brought in can get guaranteed starting football. Gonçalo Estevez heading to Sassuolo, and Jordan Zamora, the former left back, heading to Belgium. Kingsley heading to Celtic. Dimi Shabalala heading to Cremonense for 6 months. Also, after this season, I'm going to stop updating on loan moves because we're going to be making like 1 million of them hopefully, so it'll get quite repetitive and quite dull. But just know after this season, I'm still making them. Hassan Kamara clearing up more space in the defense. Dadu, 2 years in the MLS for him. I'm really excited about Mokede Dube heading to Sheffield United. He looks very, very good of a prospect though. And the final loan move, teaming up with Messi, we've got Salope Mafosa. Also, just as an update, I've been scouting now for center defensive midfielders, center midfielders, and attacking midfielders. Moved off the defense for the next couple months. Us, Sassuolo, and Torino have all escaped the relegation zone. We have survived by 7 points here. Sampdoria, Venezia, and Hellas Verona all going down on 29 points. I'm not going to lie though, I was kind of convincing myself that getting relegated was going to be the best thing for us. I was kind of getting excited about just pulling the band-aid off and going full South African in season 3. But we stay up. End of the day, we're closer to the top now. Top of Italy is going to be Inter Milan. Just 1 loss all year. They also win Coppa Italia. We went out 6-2 in the round of 16 to AC Milan. Inter Milan have done the treble. They've just won the Champions League. My God. Newcastle win the Europa, and the Conference League goes to Wolfsburg. I'm bloody pumped about this though. I am pumped about this. Lyle Foster, 21 goals. Chandre Campbell, 75 overall, 22 goal contributions. Our 2 South African attackers on top by a country mile and absolutely dominating. Kalada up to a 70. We've got growth here, but it's nothing that's blowing me away. Kakana to a 70 at Como. Mafoso to a 65. Boy and Dube. Boy's gone up to a 69. He was like 61 overall when we loaned him out. That's the best growth of the year. Moodley 68. Buthelezi 69. I might give them some starting spots next year and sell on some of these guys. I might sell on everyone except for Lazar Samazic. I know I'm going to have to pull the band-aid off at some point, but it's just a question of when. Are we going to continue the slow transition in season 3 or go all in on South Africa? Season 3 is not going to end until we find ourselves a goalkeeper from South Africa. I'm going 9 months. I'm going for goalkeeper, and I am putting all of our efforts into finding a goalkeeper this year. Only looking for goalkeepers. The best of the bunch will be promoted. I think right here is going to be our most cutthroat youth academy experience yet. So many players have been promoted from our youth academy though. I'm looking to get so many of them a loan move. Couple of guys, I'm going to make a big move and put them into the starting 11 though. We need to bite the bullet. And unfortunately, the stock of South African players that are at other clubs is actually going down. Players retiring and no new ones entering the database. Buthelezi Lizzie and Moodley are into the starting 11 this year, so we got some centre midfielders to sell. Zaraga staying in Italy, heading to Palermo. Martin Piero heads to Lens. And finally, Sandy Lovrich heads to Como. So over half of the starting 11 now is officially South African. This is a really risky year. We've got to get a new midfielder, 2 centre backs, and goalkeepers sorted. Then we will have a full South African squad. But this could be a risky year. Luckily, our front 3 is absolutely firing. Our midfield and defense, though, very weak in those other South African positions. We might be walking the tightrope in relegation again. But right now, all I'm focused on is goalkeepers. Every year, though, we're getting closer and closer to 5-star coaches. One day. 1st of January, we sit 14th, but we are only 3 points ahead of the relegation zone. We are in a very, very tight relegation battle. Half the bloody league is in the relegation battle this year. But what I'm more focused on is this. Our youth academy. We have found so many goalkeepers here, and some that are really, really good talents. First of all, I'm going to clear out some of the deadwood, some of the players that I don't think are going to be the goalkeeper for us. But now you look at what we've got. We've got 66 rated Kamalo here, promoting him to the senior team. His potential isn't the greatest, but the overall is very strong for right now. But you look at somebody like a Dimi Kalada, 66 overall, 75 to 94 potential, 5-star weak foot. Get that man into the senior team. Basically, all of the 17-year-old goalkeepers who have half-decent potential, I'm promoting here and trying to get them a move in January. And I'm also going to promote these 2 16-year-olds. We've got Sibande. His overall sucks, but his potential is insane. We've had him sitting here since he was, 14, 15. He's now 16, 90 to 94 potential. Get this dude a move straight away. And same thing here. Nemeni Nakobe, 69 overall. I could almost get him the starting 11 spot right now, and honestly, I think I will next year, but I'm going to look for a 6-month loan move for him. I am happy with the goalkeepers that we've brought back now, though, so I'm going to recall Ago, and I'm going to look to get him just all-round scouting in South Africa. Kalada and Mafoso do have the showing great potential tag, though, which is brilliant. Survived again. I mean, we're not really going to these dizzying heights, but the fact we've managed to stay in Serie A this entire time, these first 3 seasons, is genuinely surprising to me. I just don't want to continue finishing. I know we're building the foundations, but I want us to start climbing up the Italian ladder here with Udinese. Inter Milan win another title. That was a 2-horse race between the 2 Milan clubs. Inter win Coppa Italia. We went out to Roma in the round of 16. Leverkusen win the Champions League. The Europa League goes to Lyon, and the Conference League goes to Panathinaikos. Lyle Foster and Campbell both. Campbell's at an 80. All right, he's our star guy. Foster at a 79. I'm just worried time might not be on his side. He honestly might be like our Jamie Vardy in this save, but I'm very happy with the growth. I'm very happy with the performances. Buthelezi up to a 74. Moodley up to a 74. Okay, lads, that is great to see. Boy to a 74, Dubé to a 72. I mean, there is so much for us to go through in terms of all the growth. So many players that it's hard to even identify who's who, but I'm very happy with the direction we're heading. Kalada up to a 73. He could honestly be a great succession plan for Foster down the line, but we have got ourselves some options into season number 4. Do I just rip the band-aid off? Samazic is just so good, man. And Kobe didn't go up at all in his second half of the year. I'm going to give Samazic another season, but we need more growth from Nkobe. And again, centre back, we definitely need more of a focus on the centre back because, yeah, none of our South African guys besides Kakana really look great. I'm going to get Kakana in next season, but we need these guys to step it up. This is the year, lads. I'm ripping off the Band-Aid. I'm selling every non-South African player except for like 2 or 3 of the best. Starting 3 massive ones. Enzo Obese, Umar Saleh, and Rui Modesto all departing the club. The biggest one, though, Soleil, that hurts, man. But it has to be done. It is time. We do need to replenish the depth of the squad, though. Need to sign some South African players that I have no intentions of loaning out. Because if I'm just loaning out every single player in the squad, then we're going to have no reserves, and we're going to not be able to do that. We need some players that are purely here to sit on the bench. Mashigo definitely falls into this category of player. Also, we are starting to get some exciting players popping up into the database. An attacking midfielder, Malangu, he's at Real Oviedo. He shows great potential. I've got him on the shortlist, but I'm not going to bring him in now. No point bringing him in just to loan him out. Money's not a problem for us anymore. Let's just let him do his thing at Real Oviedo. But from there, we'll say hello to another attacking midfielder, Ethan Chislett, signing on from Port Vale. Bayo, coming to my city, coming to Cincinnati. I say that as I wear an Austin FC jersey. I know I'm a hypocrite. One of the final non-South African players, Sava, heads to FC Nantes. And finally, Kabini is signing on as our new left back, new backup left back. He ain't starting, I can guarantee that. From here on in, unless I let you guys know otherwise, I'm just going to be scouting every position, rotating between 4 of the more common positions, but I'm only letting in the best of the best now. We've got good foundations, we've got players that are making a name for themselves in the starting 11. If you want to get into the youth academy here at Udinese, you need to be some of South Africa's greatest prospects ever. We enter season 4 with this starting 11. I can't lie, it's going to hurt. Like Samardzic, Perez, Okoye are just absolute guns, and I think they have single-handedly kept us from relegation. But man, this is going to be the final year with them in the squad. Every player that is not South African next year will be going. There's not many of them left, but they will be going. We have got 50 players on our books here. They're all likely to come back at the start of next season. It is going to be a battle for starting 11 spots. It is going to be up to all of these guys to get themselves into the starting 11. There's going to be jobs on offer, 50 players on the books. Who's going to get the starting 11 spots? And again, I feel like I ask this every season, but will we be playing in Serie A or Serie B? We're going to be in Serie A. I feel like I'm about to break a record for the most like 14th to 17th finishes in a rebuild. That is season 4. We finished 15th, we survived relegation, but next year we're going to South African only. Oh my God, we'll see how we go being all South African. It's the 2 Milan clubs just dominating this year. Napoli win Coppa Italia. Again, nothing to write home about there. Leipzig win the Champions League. The Conference Europa League goes to Brighton, and the Conference League goes to Sevilla. Interesting, okay. Long Wang is going to get the golden boot, but nobody. Campbell's to an 84, which is bloody brilliant. Foster to an 81. But they're not putting up insane numbers this year. Buthelezi to a 78, which is brilliant to see. Samardzic, I'm so sad we have to let him go, though. But here's the thing with the squad. All right, Ntini's probably going to be the guy I give the starting role to. All of the guys that were out on loan, if they haven't already, are going to be coming back. I'm going to be cleaning out all of our non-South African players, and I'm just going to be embracing it from here on in. Boy is an absolute beast. Big sorting job ahead of us, though, in Season 5. As to who we put into the starting 11, who we potentially sell off, and who we look to loan out. We have sat on the fence for too long, ladies and gentlemen. The period of transition is officially over. Perez, the first of all of our South African, non-South African players to leave. And you know what? It's time for us to pull the trigger on Malunga. The best South African prospect that we haven't signed is finally coming. The attacking midfielder joining us from Oviedo for 7.5 mil. 75 overall, 21 years of age. It is time for us to harness him. Simone Pafundi heading to Portugal. And as much as it pains me, he's been one of our stars. Lazar Samardzic is out of here. This is going to be the true test, man. He was keeping us together in some facets. We're really going to be exposed now. Ika Bravo heading to BSC Young Boys. Got to keep picking up lads for squad depth though. Chalk is joining us. Way overvalued him, but I don't care. We have so much money that we can't spend anywhere else. And 73 rated Gift Links, that's an awesome name, joins us as a backup left mid. We are now only one player away from being all South African. Okoye was an absolute beast, but yeah, we had to sell him. Jomo Boy is an absolute beast. He's progressing so nicely. 77 overall, 19 years of age. I'm converting him to a right winger here. I think he is the future of the position there. We've got Longway and he's been doing incredibly, but yeah, he's 28 years of age. There's not much growth left in him. Boy, he's an exciting prospect. He's 8 years younger, 9 years younger, and only 2 overall less. One more loan move for him, and I think I'm going to give him the starting spot next year. We are officially only South African, the Irishman James Mbankwa out of the club. And now we can focus on growing South African football with a more direct approach. I'm so focused now on getting players loaned out and making sure our squad is in the best possible position. South African domination at Udinese is officially well underway. So here's the state of affairs. Here is what we are left with as we get ready for life. Out in the cold, out in the open, nobody to protect us. It is just South African football now. Our attack and our midfield's in a really good spot. It's the defense that I'm worried about. We've got prospects here, but it's just a matter of how far they go. Obviously, and Gazana is the only problem right now, 31 years of age, 75 overall. I've loaned out just about everybody that has decent potential, and we have got so many centre-backs loaned out, but I'm not sure if any of them are going to come back ready to take that starting spot next year. I've also got basically the whole squad loaned out. It's insane. But yeah, similarly to how we only targeted goalkeepers for the first half of last year, I'm going 9 months and I'm only going for centre backs this year. We need to find our next star defender. Come on, our first year full South African. I can't lie, I was a little nervous, but it's worked out well. Our stars have carried us here. 60 goals, but the concerning thing is 67 conceded. Proving the point once again, we need to boost the defense. 12th in the league though, one of our best seasons so far. We were not close to that top half. But it's a step in the right direction. Como up in 6th, but this year it is Milan winning the league. Napoli win Coppa Italia. Leverkusen the Champions League. The Europa League goes to Liverpool. And the Conference League, Aston Villa. Holy hell. Chandre Campbell, 24 goals, and he's 87 overall. I'm so glad that he was already handed to us walking into this. Chandre Campbell's a beast. Long way in another great season, but again, 81. It's going to be curious to see how Boy went. Boy only got 8 games in a 79 rated. I'm not sure, man. Do I just pull the trigger and get Boy into the squad next year? I don't know, man. Foster, 82 rated as well. How did the other strikers grow? Buthelezi up to a 73. Kalada to a 79 again. Do I want to just give him the starting spot next year? Oh, we're at the crossroads of this rebuild, man. Lobahang Buthelezi up to an 81 overall. Moodley to a 78. And Kobe to a 75 on his loan away. We've got another great young player as well. Makede Dube, 77, 21 years of age. But what I want to see the most is how did our centre backs go? 71 Mabanda, 71 Sebe. Nothing crazy, man. Kakami goes up to a 77. Again, do I just go give one of these guys the starting spot next year? I'm not so certain. We're sorted at goalkeeper though. All of them back in the club now. And Teeny 78. I'm just going to keep loaning out Kalada and Mafosa, who both look absolutely class. So to be totally honest, I think we only need to work on our centre backs. And then we're going to have a great South African squad that can win a Champions League. Our academy run produced some okay talents, but nobody that I'm really going to hang our hat on moving forward. Just need to keep trusting the process as we move on another season here with South Africa and Udinese in the books. All right, here's what we're doing, lads. We had a lot of potential starters we could have sold on and gone for younger prospects. The only move I'm making right now is to sell Ngazana, being an absolute loyal servant for us, but I've got a plan. And it doesn't involve any of the current active centre-backs on our roster. It involves Sibande. I was looking through, he came back from his loan. He's got 74 defending, 84 physical. I'm converting him to a centre-back. Only 1 week to go on a 2-week plan. 73 rated, but 18 years of age. 13 years younger, 2 overall less. I'm putting efforts into him this year. Besides that, stay in the course, a lot of loan moves, and that includes a lot of the guys that I potentially could have had starting this year. I want to get a lot of them starting next year, but right now, they need that little more growth. I don't want to sacrifice our performances on the park. And to be honest, I kind of want to make sure players like Lyle Foster are on at least the bench for the second half of this rebuild for our runs. I want them to stay around at the club. I don't want to sell them on. To me, it feels as if things have officially shifted in this South Africa rebuild. No longer am I worried necessarily about who we're bringing into the club. I am worried about how we're performing on the park. The foundations are here. The framework is in order. My biggest focus from here on in is performance on the park, climbing up that Serie A title and winning a Champions League with our South African only side. Also, if Campbell could hit 90 this year, that would be freaking insane. We've gone with this South African side from consistently getting 14th, 15th every year. Now we're getting 11th. I can't wait for the day that we are just consistently getting first. It might be in 25 years, but we'll get there eventually, fellas. We'll get there eventually. Venezia, Sampdoria, Parma all relegated. Whilst at the top of the table, it is Inter Milan back to the top. There is just such a heap of good teams, though, that we need to get past. You just forget about how many good teams. Like this entire top 7, really good teams. Napoli win Coppa Italia. Round of 16 for us this year, but we really haven't gone on a run yet. We need to start thinking about European football, though. We need to get ourselves qualified before we run out of time AC Milan winning the Champions League, Brighton win the Europa League, and the Conference League goes to Rapid. Despite me talking about moving on from them and maybe going for new players in the future, Lyle Foster continues to absolutely crush it. 20 goals this year. Campbell's 89. Longwane's 84. Okay, maybe I might give this another year. What's Collada? Collada's 82. Oh my god, I don't know what to do, lads. This is a great problem to have. I'm not sure what to do next year. Boy goes up to an 82 as well. Oh my god, we've got an 83 and an 84. Why couldn't we have this same problem in our defense? Buthelezi to an 83, Moodley to an 80. But then you go to the centre backs, Mabanda to a 74. Sibande, he went to a 74 when I immediately converted him to a centre back. He's gone up to a 78, and he's showing great potential. Okay, I'm feeling really happy that I converted him to a centre-back. And then Kakana's 80. We're in a great spot, lads. 79 forgot. All right, we're in an awesome spot. What's the goalkeeper spot looking like? 82 for Ntini. It is just a matter of time before we are in a Champions League spot and we are in a Champions League final. Just got to keep loaning players out, trusting the process. We are in an awesome spot. I actually have, despite finishing 11th, I actually have a lot of optimism. To get into the squad now, though, out of our youth academy, you need to be one of the best prospects in South African football. I'm just going to scouting every position now, but I'm being incredibly cutthroat. If your potential isn't 91 to 94, you ain't making it. I can't believe I'm doing this, lads, but it's another loan move for Boy. I know I said I was going to start him, but it just makes sense. I mean, he can start at Leverkusen, who've won a Champions League, but can't start at a mid-table Serie A club. Same deal with Collada. It's a great position to be in. It's a great problem to have, but I'm loaning him out again. Like, this is a front three that can win a Champions League title. We can't be putting up 11th place every year. Our midfield is incredibly strong now. Our defense is catching up rapidly, and Ntini is the goalkeeper we want. South African football is in a great spot. Trust the process. I know that didn't work out for the Philadelphia 76ers, but it's going to work out for us here at Udinese. I don't know if I'm going to ever live... Oh my god, I don't know if I'll ever smile again. We've finished 9th. It's an improvement, but look at the bloody points. 66 points got us 9th. 69 got you 3rd. We were 3 points off of Champions League football and instead have not... Oh my fucking god, man. 1 point away from Champions League football, and instead we're not playing anything next year. Are you kidding me? We finish above Napoli. I'm actually fuming, mate. Oh my god. Inter Milan, AC Milan rather win the league. Bro, we have been stitched up massively. Have we done anything? Nah, we haven't won Coppa Italia. That would have been a nice little feather in the cap, bro. I'm actually crashing out right now. We go out to Como in the second round. Leverkusen, oh my god, Boy has won a Champions League title. Now, I need him back in the squad next year. Leipzig win the Europa League, and the Conference League goes to Bilbao. 9th, though. How have we finished 9th? Longwayne goes up to an 85, gets 16 goals. Foster's at an 86! What the actual hell is happening? Oh my god, Campbell's 91. I don't think I've ever been upset about a player going 86 and 85 before. Boy's only an 83. Holy hell, man. Do I just bring them back next year and make the Avengers? Collada's an 84, which is bloody brilliant. These guys are crushing it. But our old men are still crushing it as well. Our goalkeeper, Ntini, is 87 overall. Collada, the backup's 80 on loan. Dude, we have like an Avengers level squad right now, and we haven't made Champions League football. Sibande only up to an 80, which is disappointing. Kakana at an 82 though, which is brilliant. I am banging my head against the wall though. How have we not made Champions League football? I'm fed up with the slow progress we've had. Our team could win a Champions League title or at least go on a run this year. Instead, we're not playing any European football. I don't want us just to qualify for the Champions League this year. I've given us the Avengers of South African football. Boys into the starting 11. Collada's on the bench, although Longwayne's gone up to an 86. All right, screw it. Longwayne's back in the starting 11. I just play by the numbers, lads. But I do not want us missing out again. If we get 9 seasons into this and we haven't played a single minute of European football, I may lose my head more than I already have. Every player that's available to our disposal is in here. I don't care if it hurts us long term. I want Champions League football, god damn it. Also, I can't believe it, but the database actually produced somebody that looks half decent. I'm not going to get him right now. His name is Duma Radabe. He's playing for Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, keeping this guy on the shortlist as a potential long-term option. Oh, come on, there is no crash out necessary. We have finished second. We have finally finished second. There was no worry about falling out of the top 4. 78 points, only 4 off the league title though, which is a little upsetting, but at this point, beggars cannot be choosers. Our South African side finally will be playing Champions League football. We scroll down, Napoli have had a massive fall off in this video, but it's Sampdoria, Monza, and Genoa getting relegated. Oh, we are the bride this year. We lose the final of Coppa Italia. Real Madrid win the Champions League, City win the Europa League, and the Conference League goes to Arsenal. Bringing out the Avengers has paid dividends though. Campbell's 93 rated and has 42 goal contributions. He quite literally might get nominated for a Ballon d'Or next year, and the most exciting part is he's only 26. Jomo Boy, 87 rated now, ends up taking that starting right wing spot and gets 32 goal contributions. Lyle Foster, 88 rated. Are you taking the piss? Dude, our side looks unbelievable. Mid-80s all across the board, essentially. Longwayne, an ultimate super sub. And Teeny is 89 overall. I'm telling you, youth academy rebuilds are incredibly tough, but once they get going, they are unstoppable. We are going to be saying goodbye to some of the older players, though, from South African football. Gift Links, Sithole, and Chislett all retiring. I cannot tell you, lads, though, what a relief it is to finally be playing Champions League football. I mean, this video has taken multiple days of recording so far. There is so much behind the scenes work. When I started recording this video, I didn't have my golf club sitting in my damn office with me. That's how long it started. But we are finally headed to the promised land, the Champions League Season 9. Screw it, fellas. We're here. I think we're a genuine chance of winning a Champions League title this year. We need every available asset we have. It's time to bring him in. Duma Radibe joining us from Werder Bremen for £30 million. Absolutely could have held him there for a couple more years, let him develop on his own, but we need everything possible. We need the depth. We need the talents. We're going all in. But this is why I wanted us going as hard as humanly possible in those first 3 or 4 seasons. We put hours of work into those seasons and we reap the rewards right now. We're at a point in these last seasons where we can't really do that much. We can only allow the world's best talents into our squad, either through the youth academy or through transfer fees like we had with Radibe. But we're left with an insane side. Our attack is ridiculous. Our defense is basically at that point as well. I want us going all out for a Champions League title here in Season 9. And speaking of the Champions League, this is who we are versing. Osasuna to start off in September, followed by Slavia Praha, not that bad. Away against PSV, at home to Strasbourg, away to Tottenham, away to Stuttgart, and then we end up with Bayern Munich and Monaco. This is a run that I expect us to... If we don't get automatically through, I'm going to be devastated. Bayern Munich, by far the toughest opponent. 14th. Oh, we're still alive. Yeah, but I wanted the automatic spots. 4 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. It could be worse. We were on 13 points. We were only 1 win away from automatically going to the last 16. We are into the playoffs. Who do we have? We've got Stuttgart. We versed them in league phase play. How do we go against them? We drew with them in December. So we're going into the playoffs against a team that we drew with. I swear, man, if we go out with this team in the playoff round, I'm going to be fuming. It's a snowy night here in Germany. First leg, weather the literal snowstorm, and start off strong. Get the win. 3-0! Where was that in the league phase play? We win 3-0 in this first leg. That is a great, great start. Keep it pushing, fellas. No injuries, no suspensions, and most importantly, no bottle job. Get us to the round of 16. 4-2. We get a yellow card, though. We go through 7-2 on aggregate. That is a demolition. Is that going to be a suspension, though? I'm not sure if that's for the Champions League or for Serie A. No, I think it is for Serie A. Okay, perfect. Round of 16. We've got another team that we versed in league phase play. It is Osasuna. How did we go against them? We lost to them in league phase play. Okay, we can't take them too lightly. Never thought I'd see the day where I was kind of nervous about versing Osasuna, but I'm sure they never saw the day where they'd be versing Udinese with all South African players, so we're both shocked ahead of the first leg, but a lot of yellow cards. We are 3-1 up to take back to Spain, though. That's good. Everybody's still playing, though. To be totally honest, I wouldn't have been fully upset if, like, Moodley got suspended for this one when we're already 3-1 up, but Hopefully he gets no more yellow cards for the rest of the season and we hold on here. A 2-goal lead. It's a 1-1 draw. We get a yellow card. It's not to Moodley, who does score the goal. And we are moving on. Quarterfinals of the Champions League. Everything going according to plan. The South African adventure gets a little more difficult though. Quarterfinal time. We've already taken down one German team in Stuttgart. Will Bayern Munich be the second? I mean, we versed them in the bloody champions in the league phase as well. We're only versing teams we've already played and we beat them 2-1. Okay, we've versed a team that we've lost to, drawn to, and now beaten. Absolutely comical knockout stage so far. This is by far our biggest challenge though. Bayern Munich, first leg at home. Can we do the double against them? We do! Malangu gets injured though, which is not good. But we are 2-0 up against Bayern Munich, which I'm pumped about. Okay, unknown injury. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Malangu has suffered an unknown injury and is out for 10 days. We're making history here with this South African team. Ironically, he's injured and suspended for this second leg, so he wouldn't have been playing anyways. 2-0 up, heading to Munich, changing up some of the personnel. Boy's going to go to the attacking midfield role. Longwane's going to go to right wing. Hopefully that pays off for us. And hopefully we find ourselves in a semi-final. We do! I got a little worried, I can't lie. I had a little bit of a heart attack there when I saw the 3-0, thinking we'd bottled it. But we win 5-0 on aggregate. Now we just pray Kikana isn't suspended. All right, perfect. Not suspended. Semi-finals. Here we go. And well, for the first time, we're drawn up against a club we haven't played this season. It is Chelsea versus Udinese. We are back to full strength, ladies and gentlemen. Malangu back into the starting 11, Boy back to right wing. Let's make it count. First leg at home against Chelsea, semi-finals. 1-0, Malangu makes it count. He gets back from suspension and injury and gets us the go-ahead goal. But there is still a second leg to take control of at the bridge. We are a clean sheet or a draw away from a Champions League final with this South African-only side. I called it coming into this year. This team is unbelievable. I think we could have won a Champions League last year. Can we do it this year? Can we get ourselves to the promised land? Yes, we do. It is a draw. Foster with a yellow card. I would actually be so upset if he's suspended for the final. Please do not be suspended for the final, Foster. 2-2. We're heading to a Champions League final regardless. Okay, Foster is sweet. Thank the Lord. That would have been so upsetting. But holy hell, fellas. Champions League final. It was going to be tough regardless. Man City losing to Real Madrid in the semi-finals. So it is Real Madrid versus Udinese. The juggernauts of Spain versus our South African only side. A look around the grounds and that is a brilliant omen. One team from Italy already winning European silverware. Oh, Roma, you're killing me, lads. You are killing me, Roma. That would have given me so much confidence. Oh, okay. All right, that actually puts so much more pressure on us. Obviously, I want to win it tonight, but if we don't win it tonight, we're at least going to season number 11. 5th in the league with Udinese. AC Milan win the league. Napoli 8th, Roma 10th, and Cagliari, Hellas Verona, Empoli all relegated. We win the Italian Super Cup 2-1 over Juventus, and Inter Milan win Coppa Italia. We went out in the quarterfinals to Roma. I'm bloody excited though. Jomo Boy to a 90 overall. Campbell, holy shit, man. 94. Kalada had a great year. Foster, absolute hero, bro. We're got a cook team. Buthelezi, the captain, 87 rated. Our team is ridiculous. We have made South African football the best country in the world, but can we win South Africa a Champions League title? Bring back more national teams though, EA, for FC26, please. Vinny's just absolutely skinned us there. They've got Vinny, they've got Mbappe. We need to watch that for this game. Campbell, under there. We've got options. I want to go one more. I want it to go one more to Foster. Bro, this really does feel end to end. They've just gone straight in there. Thankfully, straight at the keeper. Holy hell, man. Good defense, Sibande. Bro, Real Madrid just looks so sharp. That's a shocking finish, but I'm finding it very hard to control them. Boy's got the pace. We need somebody in the middle though. I see Foster. Getting it back to Foster! Oh, he puts it wide. Our first real opportunity in this final, and we put it wide. Oh shit, I've just realized. Perez. Is that our former centre-back Perez starting for them in the final? No. No shot for Sansit. Good defense. Get it away, Kikana. Feed that one through. Bit of space here. Defender flat-footed. I might just have to go. Oh, save Foster! I'm spamming circle. We had the tap in. Are you joking? Oh, now Vinicius has got us. That's a peach of a ball, Mbappe. If they scored that, I would have cried. Oh, we've done well to win that 50-50 with Campbell. Come on, Campbell. Come on, Campbell. Into Foster. Foster! Come on! The 89th minute. Lyle Foster. We have dominated the second half. Lyle Foster has dominated this rebuild. And he is going to surely score the goal that wins us a Champions League title. Up the South Africans. Come on, lads. We said Campbell needed to get more involved. In slow motion, that play felt like, I was like, I don't know if I should have hit that first time. But ultimately, that is the right decision. Oh, and Gonaway's gotten injured in the lead up to that play. He won the 50-50 that started it off. He's going to come off the field as an absolute hero. Nah, not off the kickoff. That's a shocking ball. Claim it, and Tini claims it. That's the rebuild done. I never knew. I did not feel going to see this moment. I can't lie, lads. This rebuild tested my patience at times. Took me multiple days to record, but oh my god, does this not feel satisfying. Lyle Foster, you beautiful man. What a journey it has been. Controlled by Udinese, shout out the wheel. But South African football is officially on top. South Africa, officially the world's best country. Lads, if you enjoyed this rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to check out another video.